In the heart of a lush, vibrant forest, there lived a young crow named Cole. He was like any other crow, with glossy black feathers, a sharp beak and bright, curious eyes. But Cole had a little problem. He constantly compared himself to others. In this forest, many creatures were beautiful, each in their own way. The parrots had feathers as bright as emeralds, the kingfishers wore brilliant blues, and the peacocks were the pride of the forest. Their feathers shimmered in deep shades of green and blue, sparkling with gold in the sunlight. Every time a peacock spread its tail, the forest seemed to stop, mesmerized by the breathtaking sight. Among the peacocks was one named Emerald, whose beauty was unmatched. Animals from far and wide came to watch Emerald perform his daily dance. With each step, he'd gracefully fan his magnificent tail, and the crowd would gasp in admiration. Cole often watched from a high branch, feeling his small black feathers wilt a little. If only I had feathers like that, he thought. Then I would be admired too. Maybe I could even become someone important in the forest. Day by day, Cole's envy grew. He started avoiding other birds, especially those who were more colorful or graceful. He grew embarrassed of his black feathers, and instead of flying proudly, he'd stick to the shadows, his head low. Other crows would invite him to play or fly with them, but he always refused, feeling that he just wasn't good enough. One morning, Cole was feeling especially low, when he noticed something on the ground below his perch. There, lying under a tree, were a few beautiful peacock feathers that Emerald must have shed. They shimmered in the dappled sunlight, and an idea struck Cole. He hurried down and gathered the feathers in his beak, his heart racing with excitement. Carefully, Cole placed each feather among his own. He tucked them in, rearranged them, and preened until he looked like a strange, colorful mix of black feathers and brilliant green and blue ones. Cole admired himself in a puddle nearby and thought, Now I finally look beautiful." Excited to show off his new look, he flew to the center of the forest, where all the animals gathered for their morning routines. As he strutted in, the other animals noticed him immediately. They gasped and murmured, curious about the strange, colorful crow. "Who is this?" a young squirrel asked. "Is he a new kind of peacock?" whispered a rabbit. Cole lifted his head proudly, finally feeling what it was like to be admired. Animals gathered around him, some smiling in amusement, others puzzled. For the first time, Cole felt special, noticed, just like he'd always wanted. But just as he was starting to feel like the star of the forest, Emerald the peacock approached. Emerald took one look at Cole's strange mix of feathers and tilted his head, a faint smile crossing his beak. "Well, what do we have here?" Emerald asked. "A peacock crow?" The animals around them chuckled, and Cole felt his feathers quiver with embarrassment. Emerald examined him for a moment, then added kindly, "You know, those colors don't quite suit you. They're not who you are." Cole's heart sank. The chuckles turned into laughter, and in his embarrassment, he ruffled his feathers. One by one, the borrowed peacock feathers slipped out and drifted to the ground, until all that was left were his plain black feathers. Feeling humiliated, Cole flew away, hiding himself in a tall tree where no one could see him. There, he sat alone, gazing sadly at his reflection in a puddle below. He could still hear the faint echoes of laughter from the animals, and he wished he could disappear entirely. Just then, he heard a soft rustling nearby. It was Sage, the wise old owl who had seen many things in his long life. "Why so down, young crow?" Sage asked, his voice calm and understanding. Cole looked away, embarrassed. I tried to be beautiful like the peacocks, he admitted. I wanted to be noticed, like them. But everyone just laughed at me. Sage chuckled softly, not unkindly. Cole, let me share something I've learned over the years, he said. The peacocks, the parrots, the kingfishers, they all have their beauty, yes. But every creature has its own special gifts. Tell me, have you ever seen a peacock fly as high as you can? Cole shook his head, thinking. No, I guess not. Exactly, Sage replied. You have a gift that the peacocks don't. You have freedom, the freedom to soar high in the skies, to fly from tree to tree, exploring every corner of this forest. Peacocks can only fly a short distance, and they're bound to the ground more than the skies. Cole thought about this, realizing that he'd never truly appreciated his ability to fly so high. Each creature here has something special, Sage continued. The parrots have their voices, the kingfishers their speed, and you, Cole, you have the skies. Beauty isn't always in bright colors or shimmering feathers. Sometimes, beauty is in how we use what we have. Cole sat quietly, letting Sage's words sink in. He realized he didn't need to be like Emerald or any other bird to be valuable. He had his own gifts, his own beauty, and his place in the forest. The next morning, Cole decided to let go of his envy. He spread his wings and took off, soaring high above the trees, gliding through the air with a sense of freedom. He explored parts of the forest he'd never visited. From that day on, Cole stopped comparing himself to the peacocks. He still admired the peacocks, but now he appreciated them without wishing to be one of them. Let's learn some words from the story. Ruffle. Meaning, to disturb or move something, often causing it to become disorganized. Example, the wind ruffled the pages of the book, scattering them across the table. Strutted. Meaning, to walk in a proud, confident, or showy manner. Example, he strutted across the stage, proud of his performance. Soar. Meaning, to fly or rise high in the air, especially with ease and grace.